So we are started here with our very last game of the day on pitch 2. We have University of Florida with the quaffle moving left to right on your screen in blue, and BU on the right side of your screen with both bludgers. The quaffle does roll on the ground and is covered up by number 0 on BU.
Yep, Shayla Ashley with the cover up there. Looked like a mental mistake from Florida, who just fumbled the quaffle. Great aggressive defense there from 42 of Florida. That's Brandon Fields.
BU looking out. The BU chaser back in the back corner, number 8, is beat, and so Florida is able to make the defensive stop. Number 8 being Aram Haven. All right, Florida makes a long pass over into the back corner. The Florida chaser in the back corner is able to pick it out. Number 9 falls down but gets the ball back to the keeper, number 4.
That's Cameron Masters there with the bludger for UF, who forced Dylan to stop dead in his tracks while he was thinking about a fast break.
Both of these teams, according to unofficial records, are 1-1 on the day. And that shot is picked up by University of Florida. University of Florida making a drive through the middle of the field, gets through 3 of the players, and is able to dunk it home.
Brandon Fields there with the goal.
Brandon Fields with the goal. The contact is then waved off by Andrew Cantor, the head referee, who, as always, tells both teams to relax.
And to finish your thought from earlier, Clay, we believe that both of these teams are 1-1, which means that the winner will be advancing into the Division I bracket in the college game tomorrow.
And the loser will be eliminated. So this is a very high-stakes game to end the day, between two teams who both have aspirations for that D1 bracket. And the University of Florida defender is able to stop the drive, but it's not a reset, but it is a reset back up to the top of the field for BU. But Boston is beat on the far side of the field, and it leads to a fast break opportunity for Florida. Driving down the field, number 42 dunks it home. Number 42 on Florida being
Brandon Fields again.
Brandon Fields again. That is 20-0, Florida with the lead.
BU is definitely going to need to come up with a plan to stop Fields, whether it's to start making hits, whether it's to prioritize him in the bludger game and make sure you're marking his passing options well. He's so far been a dominant force.
And so far they have not been able to get anything going on the offensive side of the ball, with everything being stuffed up back over here on the far left side of the field with a really aggressive Florida defense.
Oh, missed beat there from UF.
And BU is able to take advantage and get the goal.
Huge play there from BU. The goal was from Havan. That's what you got to do. If you make a dodge and get that bludger out of the play, you then need to finish. It's exactly what he did.
2010, still University of Florida with the lead, but that goal puts Boston University is able to get back into their original mindset for this game. Florida chaser number 4 takes off. Lots of speed, lots of aggression towards the hoop. That is Betsy Frank with a really nice move through the BU defense.
Great move from Frank there. She juked out her counterpart, BU's number 4, Sabrina Sladic there, and then had a very pretty finish on that one.
That's Sladic with the quaffle now, keeper for BU. BU looking to use a lot of movement. That's one of their signature things, moving on offense. Kind of that Harry Greenhouse, their coach, signature. And it is a reset by Slavic. Arm looking for space. Passes over the top. And that shot is just a tiny bit too high for the short hoop. But Slavic is able to clean things up back at the top of the field.
Veteran move there from Sladic. Went and found her beater and used the beater as protection.
So it's back to the same chaser who's always behind the hoops for BU. Far behind the hoops. I'm going to get their number as soon as I can. But Florida using their speed. Number 1 is taken down by Aaron, but the ball is out first. And a teardrop floater from number
Fields.
That's Fields.
From number Brandon Fields again.
That is 40-10.
So Havon is going to receive a yellow card here. But I would have thought that...
I would have thought that the goal counted and it would have negated the card.
Exactly. So I'm a little bit confused here as to the reasoning behind this call.
Perhaps somebody called off that goal. In any case, it is only 30-10, and Florida does have the ball. So that goal was called off by Fields, and instead it is a penalty with time. Number 1 takes a shot pass that goes too far and is then kicked out of bounds far beyond the Boston goals.
So as far as penalties go, BU head coach Harry Greenhouse has got to be pretty happy with that one. We think it might have saved his team a goal, and then they get the stop while killing the penalty.
Yes. So now BU just has to take this slow, make sure that they don't get delay of game, and kill this penalty. They're moving a little faster than I would in this circumstance. There we go. They're slowing it back up now. It's number 0 who gets a big hit on this side. Number 0 being Shayla Ashley. And, oh, that's a nice pass. That's a nice look from BU back on the back far side of the field. And the penalty is killed. They barely get it killed. Number 8 is back on the field now, though, so it does work out. But play is stopped on the far side. Looks like
it will be BU to inbound.
BU inbounds. They are given the ball back.
That's Ethan Dillon with the quaffle back up to Sladic on the top.
Sladic on the top. Looks for an open receiver. It's a missed beat. That's a good pass. And that's a goal. That was Aaron Haven, who got back in the game, got set up behind the hoops, and then is able to put the goal on the board. And then it is now only 30-20. After all that, BU is right there at 1 goal down.
Yeah, BU really has calmed it down here. And they're just a stop away from being able to tie this game.
Fields does have the quaffle, and Fields has been a machine so far. Isbeat does get the pass to the Florida number 4 on the far side of the field. Florida number 4 is still Betsy Frank. And number 23 goes through half of the Boston defense. That is Sander Simon with that last goal that now makes it 4-2, except there is once again conversation happening, and the goal is not on the board. Does BU get another break?
Does not look likely. They've just asked for the number of a BU beater, which implies that they will receive a card.
And the scorekeeper, in turn, puts the score on the board. 40-20. Nope.
It should be 40-20, as you said. And that was, I believe the card was on Aaron Richardson, beater number 12 for BU. And as we explained earlier, because this goal counts, no time will be served on that penalty. Richardson, though, will be off brim and need to tag up.
All right, so BU has the quaffle. They're looking to make something happen here on offense. Florida has both bludgers on defense, camped out in front of their hoops. Yeah, that pass is right as it's too many people in the middle of the field there. That's another big-time drive for number 23, but he is taken down, but then he gets up and tosses it through. That is still Sander Simon, number 23, second goal in a row for Simon. It is 50-20. Florida really using a lot of speed on this BU team.
They are, and there I would say BU, great defensive stand. You made the hit, you put Simon on the ground, and Simon, way to stick with it. You hit that shot from your knees, it still counts.
Oh, that is another steal, and here comes the speed again. This time back to Fields, who was our big-time scorer earlier in the game.
Fields saw Simon score 2 and said, nope, I want more goals than you. I believe that's 3 for him and 2 for Simon. And if I'm not mistaken, Frank had the 6th goal.
Yes, that is also what I have as the goal distribution so far from Florida. This is a well-timed timeout from BU. They needed to have one. They've got to settle down. It is now 60-20. They can get back in this. They have the skill players out there. This Florida team is fast. This Florida team is physical. The BU team needs to play fundamentals.
Yes. BU has made a lot of mistakes on offense, throwing the ball away on bad passes, either into the chest of a defender or trying to float something when really that's not going to do it, right? The beaters from Florida are going to eat that up all day. So I think from BU, I'm a little bit surprised as a Boston team. They need to be working the sides of the field more, work it left or right, then behind. You turn the defense from Florida, look the other way, and then you have cuts coming in from the back.
So Florida looking to get back in bracket play at Quidditch Nationals. They were the finalist in the championship game the last time that Middlebury won the championship.
Yes, the runners-up at what was then called World Cup 5.
All right, coming out of the timeout, let's see how Boston University is able to make adjustments. Florida still holding both of their bludgers close to the pit, close to the hoops. Beaters getting told by Harry Greenhouse to beat out chasers, try to clear some space, which they definitely need in order to get some goals in. And that was a pretty nice pass. Is Arn able to save it? No, not quite. So that pass was too hard and goes out of bounds behind the hoops on the far side. Florida once again with the quaffle, still with bludger control. They've held bludger control for quite a long time and are looking to put another goal on the board. Over on the far side, a lot of physical play. The quaffle does wind up getting into the middle. BU, Aaron thought he was going to make a break for it there, but is unable to do so. Instead, number 23 gets the pass off before the beat. Who cleaned that up over there? Was that Fields?
That was Simon to Fields. So add another goal to Fields, but give that assist to Simon.
It's the Simon and Fields show out there right now. Boston has to come up with an answer for those two players. Unfortunately, it is two players. Much harder to come up with an answer for two players with that type of precision passing and physicality. BU is able to clean up the errant shot that goes over the top of the middle hoop with another shot pass that goes over the top of the middle hoop. Things not falling their way so far. Number 7, it's blocked by number 1, who is
Andy Gill.
But Boston is able to come out of that with a goal. I did not see
Great
who got it.
hustle play there.
But there was a lot of collapsing onto the ball, not giving up on the play by Boston.
I believe that was Storm Mahler with the goal for BU, number 27.
Fields looking for an opening, carrying the quaffle close to the chest, having conversations with his beater.
Florida in the unfamiliar position in this game of not having bludger control.
And it is 70-30. But that is a nice transition, a nice finish on the far side by Jenna Schaefer, who is able to put in the pass with another assist for Fields, and Schaefer with the goal.
Yep, great vision there from Fields and great cut there from Schaefer.
Pass far behind the hoops. That one, I thought it was going to fall through. That shot is not falling for Aaron today. And Florida is able to clean it up.
Yep, that was Prohofsky with the stop there.
Yes, Prohofsky number 2.
So I will say, I think BU's been a little bit unlucky with some of their shots, but this Florida defense has a large number of blocks. They were ready to block shots here.
A lot of action behind the hoops on the far side, but BU is able to make the stop and come out of it. Transition now, if BU can make it all the way down the field, that's a very high contact. It's going to be called by Andrew Canto, and there it is. That is a penalty on the Florida defender for neck contact. Was that Prohofsky?
It was number 19.
Number 18.
Oh, 18. No, that's 19 in the box. That's Cameron
Okay.
Burjandi. And I was just going to say, the reason that BU... Oh, let's go back to play-by-play for a moment.
Okay. BU looking for an opening here. Yeah. BU really needs to take advantage of this a little bit more, but Florida is still marking everybody really well. There's not really anywhere for BU to go. They're not able to take advantage. There is a drive. The quaffle goes too far and out of bounds, and Florida is going to kill the penalty. What was it you wanted to say?
So what I wanted to say earlier was that in kind of a classic college Quidditch move, number 18 for Florida, Corey Schweinfurth, was back as a beater for Florida. He was the only, he had the only bludger in Florida's possession, and he did the classic hold the bludger behind my back trick. And I think that's why BU ran. I think they thought they had a no bludger situation, and they actually ran right into Schweinfurth, who was able to get off 2 quick beats right before that Florida penalty.
Yes.
And that's something you need the bench to watch out for.
Yes.
Sometimes players can get tunnel vision, but if the bench says slow, or what they have one, they can really slow down the players on the field.
Bench is definitely talking over there. We can't quite hear everything they're having to say, but they've said a lot so far.
Yep, and besides Harry Greenhouse, they also have Leanne Dillman on the sideline as an assistant coach. And I believe Grace Dastu is an assistant coach for BU as well, although I have not picked her out on the sideline this game.
Burjani is able to get the goal and put Florida up 90-30. I hear a lot of conversation from the sideline now. But that did not stop the Florida chaser from catching it and getting a nice little pass off
Didn't see the number, but it looks like no, it's not Fields. That's number 19.
Yes, that's
Burjandi.
Burjandi again.
That's his second in a row.
Yes, they are passing it off, and really all kinds of different Florida players are getting in on the action. It is now 100 to 30. Andrew Cantu trying to get the attention of the score table to get them to put the goal on the board. They won't do it, so in a classic move from a really strong ref like Andrew Cantu, just don't let the score thing get out of control, going over to adjust the scoreboard.
Yeah, and the key here, if you're new to Quidditch or haven't seen this before, Cantu stopped play while nothing was happening in the beater game or the quaffle game.
Yes. Tried to wait until it was an appropriate time and then made it happen. Now everything is set, everything is clear. At the quaffle, rolls out of bounds. BU, there's a little slowness in their step now,
yeah,
too.
errant pass there from Sladic really just floated it over the head of her receiver.
Yeah, that would not have counted as a goal for Burjati, but that was a good pass with natural motion.
And I believe that was Prohofsky with the finish there, keeper for Florida.
And now it is 110 to 30. BU needs to start making adjustments if they think they're going to get back in this game.
Definitely. We see they are trying to work the ball right and left, but they're not really making cuts after they make those passes, and I think that's where they're falling short here.
Lots of passes. That one is dropped, and so that's another defensive stop from Florida. And it's starting to get late in this game. We're closing in. We have to be closing in on the 20-minute mark. I'd say it's at least 15 minutes have gone by. Prohofsky and Burjati are looking to make another connection happen. And, instead, it's handed over to Kalen Toro, who dunks it through. That nice pass off, Toro in the perfect position to
so
dunk
Toro
it.
there ran an excellent route. She started on the far side from your screen, circled all the way around the hoops, and made just that little cut in behind the BU defense, and that's why they didn't know she was there.
That kind of movement is stuff that you definitely need to have. You can't just have your free chaser standing by the hoops. That movement is essential. Here is another fast break.
From Burjandi again.
Burjandi is just able to outrun the entire BU defense and dunk it home. Puts the score at 120 to 30. BU can't call another timeout because there is only one timeout per game in Quidditch, and their first one didn't really help much. So they are going to have to make adjustments on the field.
And they're in a position to do that, right? They have at least two coaches on the sideline, and they can be talking with subs. And it certainly doesn't look like BU looks deflated. They're definitely running very hard on defense and offense. So hopefully they can make some adjustments and start clawing their way back into this game.
Lots of communication from BU, but not as much execution. BU trying to clear out. Florida, unsurprisingly, still with two bludgers. That's a nice pass that makes it past everyone and into the player in the back of the hoops, but they are wrapped up, and it leads to another Florida transition. But BU is able to get back on defense this time, so Florida slows it up.
Yep, great defensive stand there from Florida.
Fields back on the field. Looking for a lane, gets past two defenders and lets it go. The nice little mid-range floater layup type shot.
Jump shot. That's what I really like. He jumped before he took that shot to make sure that he would be over his defender. He saw that open hoop and knew he could hit it from the keeper zone line. And that's a good play. If they give that to you every time, you take it every time.
And this is going to make 20 minutes. Oh, that
should be 20 minutes while the ball was dead. So I believe that this should be the 20-minute stoppage.
Yeah, it's going to be the 20-minute stoppage. Just after the goal, the countdown. Oh, nope, it is not the 20-minute stoppage. I think.
Very confused by that.
I'm not sure what the stoppage was for, but this means that Florida will be able to hold on to this quaffle and get one last really good look for a goal.
So Florida's beaters here have control. They've left both on their own hoops and are sending a beater forward to try to tackle the BU beater so that they won't lose control before the essential snitch on pitch period of this game.
All right, so the score here this is now the 20-minute stoppage, is 140-40. Florida in the lead, 140-40. So the set score.
The snitch says that his mom made his shorts and that she's watching the live stream and that he loves you, Mom.
That is excellent. Thank you, Snitch, for throwing out that shout out to your mom. Again, it is 140-40. The set score will be 210 because that is 70 points more than the team that is in the lead at the 20-minute mark, which makes the Florida score of 140. You add 70 to that, get 210. So either team that hits 210 first will win this game. The Snitch tail there is worth 35 points. So particularly if I am Boston, I am going to be trying to catch that snitch to try to get at least a semblance of back in this game. Again, the winner of this game makes Division I bracket tomorrow. The loser most likely goes home or to the Division II bracket, and I don't think either one of these teams wants that. I do want to make sure that we give a shout out to our sponsor of the live stream today and the 20-minute Seeker Floor break show, VC Ultimate, who have been giving lots of great merchandise for you to buy, both here at the facility and online at vcultimate.com.
I will say, Clay, that is a very nice bucket hat that you've been wearing today from VC Ultimate.
Thank you. Yes, the US Quidditch Cup 2022 merchandise with the mountains on them. Very nice.
Yeah, it's if nothing else, the location here chosen today, it has been beautiful scenery, made for some beautiful graphics.
Also, frostbite. Okay. So
it's been above freezing the whole time.
So we are out of the break here at the 20-minute mark. As we said, the set score is 210. What do you think that Boston will be doing coming out of the break?
I honestly don't know. I think with Harry and Leanne and Grace as their coaches, I think they might try to do a little bit of a more advanced tactic where on offense, their beaters stay on snitch, but on defense, their bludgers go back onto quaffle defense.
All right, so BU trying to figure out a way to solve this defense.
And just from a first glance, it looks like both teams are going to keep their bludgers in the quaffle game.
Playing a pretty aggressive style of defensive seeking by Florida. And BU comes around the backside but is unable to convert. And once again, Florida comes away with the quaffle. Florida just wants to put 7 goals on the board and get out of here, go home, get some rest, and be ready for the bracket tomorrow.
Yep. And just to explain Florida's seeker tactic here by defensive seeking, they think they could score 7 goals before BU can score 17, so they're happy for neither team to catch.
Florida does throw a bludger at that seeker just to make sure they didn't have any alone time. At the same time, BU is able to stop the drive. Florida's quaffle drive is stopped. Unfortunately, there seems to be injury in the seeker game, so we're going to stop play and make sure that that's all right. So as you were explaining the transition that you think that Boston should do with moving their bludgers in and out, looks like they're probably keeping them in the quaffle game thinking they just need goals. They need scores, any type of scores, and they don't want to start losing goals in the quaffle game.
Definitely, and it's a sensible move. It's easier for your beaters. Playing a transition game where you're sometimes on quaffle and sometimes on snitch is very hard, even for very experienced beaters. And also, as you're saying, if they catch a snitch, they still need 14 more goals. And they've had trouble scoring with their beaters in the bludger game or in the quaffle game. So it makes a lot of sense for them to just focus on the quaffle from here on out.
The BU offensive set is still looking for a lane. The pass is just too high. Things are just not going BU's way in any facet of the game.
No, their passing hasn't been crisp at all, which I have to say I'm very surprised about. Usually teams with non-playing head coaches work a lot on fundamentals, and that's really what's been the biggest letdown for BU here is just a bunch of poor passing.
That is a really nice pass back into the back corner by Betsy from Florida. But the counterpart, number 4 from BU, is able to clean everything up.
Yeah, I like to envision a little bit of a Slotich-Frank rivalry to wear that number 4 in this game.
Yes. Slotich and Frank, who both made an impact for their team.
Yeah, they've both been playing great. That's what makes it a little bit of a fun game to think about.
Slotich was trying to take the quaffle all the way in herself there, but had 3 Florida defenders in front.
And a great catch there from Summer Gaydon on Florida in the beater game.
And that is another goal from Florida. Again, that set score is 2-10. If Florida hits 2-10, the game ends.
And that was Fields again with the goal.
Is that 5?
I think he's getting up there. I've lost count, but he's getting up there.
Florida just making sure they keep a body between the snitch runner and the BU seeker. On the far side of the field, BU still looking for any type of action. This Florida zone is just too strong, and the passes are just too far off the mark.
And Fields with a catch? Is he about to add 35 more points to his score total? I was watching the quaffle game at that point. I have absolutely no idea if the catch was good or not. We also don't have a video monitor in front of us.
The catch
is good.
Fields with the snitch catch. That definitely puts Fields in somewhere in the 80 points in this game range, plus several really nice assists. This has been quite the game from Fields.
Yeah, Fields definitely has to be up there in terms of most points scored by a single player in a game today. And with the score now 185-40, Florida is 3 goals away from winning this game.
And unfortunately, BU remains 17 goals away.
Yes.
BU really wants to put it away now. Not BU. They want to keep it going. They will not give up. I know this team too well to think that they are going to let Florida have it. Florida is going to have to take it, but it is going to be a very, very tall ask.
Yeah, that was another good defensive stop there from BU. They've strung together a few. I want to say they've stopped 4 or 5 of the last 6 or 7 Florida drives, but they just haven't been able to get the quaffle to go through the hoops for them.
Yes, their passes and their shots have just been off. And the Florida team is just faster, like right here where number 23 is able to get to that ball without really, even though there were 2 Boston players closer to it.
Yep, that was Simon there at the hustle play.
Yeah. Consistently, that's been the way this game has gone. Frank with the ball on this near side, throws it to Simon in the back. And that shot, was that shot good?
I believe head referee Canto called it good and then immediately whistled it dead because he does want a second opinion.
Yeah, and it also did not look good to me, so I was a little confused.
No good says the goal ref, and so no good says the head ref.
Yep. Good wave off there from Andrew Canto, and it's a nice transition, but just BU cannot get anywhere. Both really good wrap by Florida. Oh no, now both both BU's player and Florida's player are coming up a little bit hobbled.
So that was Haven there running the quaffle up the pitch. And the reason that he was running it very quickly, almost like a fast break, is that he did have a beater in front of him from his own team. I think it was Angela Song. And then instead of beating out that UF point defender, Song actually went at the beater. So that's why Havan, I think, thought he was going to have a clean lane, and then all of a sudden was hit.
Havan is... it's definitely not had the type of game that I think Havan was expecting to have. And two players, they got wrapped up. It seems like they're trying to not let any type of tensions get between them over there.
Definitely. And both players, the Florida player being Simon. Simon is staying in the game. I think Havan subbed off. Although maybe not.
That's Havan still in. Yeah.
So I thought that was an injury stoppage, in which case at least one of those players should have subbed off, but
neither of them
suppose that's
did,
not the case.
So now we're just going to keep going. BU still really not finding any answers against this Florida defense. Their passes have been better this one drive, but that's not going to cut it when they're already 3 goals away from losing and down 17 away from winning.
Oh.
That was
got away with a little bit of a slide
there from Simon. Looks like a new ball carrier for Florida. That's Carolyn Toro, who was playing earlier in the game but was not ball carrying, but now seems to be kind of directing the offense. Takes a shot that is a little low for the medium hoop, and BU is able to clear it out, but Florida has a lot of defenders in press. BU is finally able to get around and takes an ill-advised shot.
That is a bad miss there from, I believe that was Zach Bowerman. If you have a fast break like that, and in an ideal world, you're putting your hand through that hoop and you are ducking that ball.
Yeah, you do not want to take the chance with the ball, especially with a hard shot like that, when you definitely could have just dropped it in.
And the other thing to remember is you can always pull out of a fast break. If there's nothing there in front of you, you can just pull up and let your team get in front of you.
So after that turnover, Florida still 3 goals away from putting this thing to bed, putting us all to bed, somewhere warm, hopefully. Gill is in at keeper and gets the ball back as it was rolling, it was flying through the air, just kind of snatched it out of the air and put it through.
And that's that technical execution we've been talking about. Gill had that ball in his hands for less than a second. He caught it and he threw it right into the goal, and then he was beat. And with BU, it's been a lot of taking a second or two to catch, and then they are beat before they're able to get a shot off.
Yes, definitely. It is now 190 to 40. BU trying out now the hoop falls down on them. They just cannot catch a break. Even when they get a good look, something happens. And they have not had many good looks.